Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday. Did not get a post in yesterday, but we're going to go review or today's Wednesday. Wow. Whew, struggling, right? Didn't get a post in yesterday. We're going to go back and review the trade on Tuesday. And then I have something a little bit fun and maybe different that I'm going to start doing on the channel. It's going to be, hopefully you enjoy it. But let's go over this. This is a 5 o'clock trade. Once again, we're going to take a trade when our pressures are pointing up. Or when their pressure is pointing up, we're going to take a buy trade. So a buy trade is happening right here. You're going to double the ATR 1414, going to take a buy. Now, as we go through this and we start journaling, what do we think it's going to do? Do we think it's going to hit take profit or stop loss? I believe it's stop loss. And I want to just kind of go through this because with trading, it'd be so nice if everything was just so absolute, meaning, hey, when red is on top and it's diverging, then it's always going to be this or that. But there's different stages as the trade moves through these cycles and where something might actually be a buy trade that looks really similar and down the road actually might be a sell trade. So this one, I think it's going to hit the stop loss. Red on top, diverging, exhaustion. Now remember, we were doing red on top was actually a buy trade. But when I start adding all these things happening, the George Costanza, that's in certain spots. When we start getting multiple things happening, and you start understanding this, it's just going to be a better decision to go with the way that a lot of the indications are telling you. So exhaustion, red on top, diverging. So let's go take a look. And it's not even just that, but it's like, this is tried to go down once, one awesome time. This was kind of just a little consolidation, but 1, 2 times, 3 times, like 3 solid pushes that it's had gone down, and this is the 4th push down. And this has been going up for a long time, and it really has not had a significant move down since it was actually in this downtrend. It tried here, no. Tried here, no, no. So that's, like red on top diverging is here, and it did push down, but it continued to go up. Red on top diverging here, it continued to push up. So the more times it's tried to go down, or up, depending on where the trend is, the greater the chance that is. So, the first time might not be a good chance to go against the trend. The second time might not be a good time. The third time, maybe not. But you start getting to the 4th, 5th, 6th time, the numbers are now skewed heavily in your favor to go the opposite way instead of the continuation trade. So here we go. Stop loss. Let's check this out. Now, sometimes it might be better to kind of wait for this situation if you're not too sure of yourself, to really know that the momentum is this is what I talk about, the momentum. Here's this level here. Now this level's there. So we could have even waited in this position. And it's really funny. It's about the same entry price and would have had almost no drawback to us. So come back over here. Awesome. We were right. And when you start getting to the point when you're right and you have the confidence and the data when you're calling your shots, then it's time to stop saying, okay, well, I need to take a buy trade because my rules are saying up. It's like, now I have the confidence. I've been calling my shots correctly. It's time to start taking them in the direction that I think it is. And then you still want to make sure you're journaling and monitoring it to make sure that you are doing it at the level that you were doing back here as well. You can see I've been doing pretty good calling my shots. I've been doing it for a while. So if this was not in a demo account or in the trade simulator, that situation, I wouldn't have been like, well, I have to buy because my rules are pointing up. That's to start out with. That's to start kind of building up and seeing what's happening. But after you get the data that proves that you know what's going to happen, or you get, you're starting to be able to pick it at a very high rate of whether it's hitting your take profit or stop loss, you really just start trading with that. Okay? All right, a little bonus thing, and I'm going to start doing this quite a bit. I like this longer term trade. I usually start students out at a very short term so they can get a lot of reps in, but I like this longer term trade. Now it has a lot of stuff on here. This is definitely maybe nothing that you would want to start with, but I'm going to kind of walk through, and if I was going to start doing this, how I would start working this and journaling it and kind of making this work. Thing I like about this is it sets up, it's for a 2 post on the hour. So it would be 8 o'clock Central Time and 9 o'clock Central Time. So we're going to go over those 2 posts right now. I went way far back. This is 6 in the morning. So right here, this is the 8 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And so we're going to look at this. Now, the very first part of this is if the price is below, we're going to look for a sell trade. If the price is above, we're going to look for a buy trade. So the price is below, we're going to look for a sell, and it needs to be attached to or touching the pressure. And then we're going to look back here and just see if we have almost all this stuff in our favor. All right, so we're looking for a sell. This is up. All right, and there's some stuff with the inclination kind of going in your favor, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things here. When I first started out, I was like, man, if I have about 75% of the stuff in my favor, it's probably going to be a pretty decent trade. So if we can have 9 things or not have 3 things against us, then we probably are able to look for a trade. Now, I personally would probably want some of the smaller charts to have direction in my favor. And then in the larger charts, if I have the inclination in my favor, then I'd probably take that. And this is going to be a little bit confusing. It makes a lot of sense to me because I've been dealing with this a lot. But I'm just going to walk through and kind of count the stuff that would be good for me and not good for me. And we'll continue on. So again, price below, it is touching the pressure. Awesome. This pressure looks good. I'd say yes. This looks good. I'd say yes. I'd say no on this. Even though the inclination is going towards the sell side, I'd say no on this. Okay? I'd say no here. So we got 1, 2, 3, right? I'm already up to 3 things. And the inclination of this stuff is actually kinking up here. So I could say 4, maybe even 5. So I have plenty of things that I don't want to. So if I have more than 3 things that say no, then I'm probably not going to take this trade. And I'm not a big fan on how this pressure looks. A lot of times when you get a big kink like that, you'll get something going in the next direction. So here we go. Love this pressure. Price is above. So now let's start looking at the things that we want to see. So yes, 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 yes. So I got all these smaller stuff saying yes. I love this. I love it. 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 These are the inclinations are kind of staying in that position. All 3 of these kind of have the inclination or kinking towards that buy direction. So my bigger chart, I like that. Inclination here, green on top, green on top, green on top. And a lot of times when you get some stuff happening on the smaller chart, you'll kind of get that happening on, it kind of follows the leader a little bit. So this was a good trade. Now, I'm going to kind of build up to this. I always, for me personally, if I'm using the ATR, I always double it for my stop loss. So that's a pretty good starting point. So we have 55 times 2 is 110. Now, you could go for the ATR, you could double the ATR, or you can go 1.5 times the ATR. Kind of maybe want to walk into some of that stuff. But as we come up here, let's just go a 1-to-1. We'll kind of keep with the 1-to-1 idea here. And I'm going to buy this. And I actually took this on a personal account. I have a couple small personal accounts I like to try new things on. So I did take this on a personal account, and I'm going to probably continue to take those and start showing the results and see if I can, how fast I can grow these small accounts. It'd be fun to do. and kind of share that as well with the group. So let's see how this did, and it happened very quickly. Um, within, it didn't even take an hour. It shot up really quickly and was out my take profit probably within the first 5-10 minutes. Let me go take a check here. So I got in. Yeah, it happened. It happened really quickly to hit the take profit. So a lot of fun. Doesn't happen like that all the time. Remember, with a 1-to-1, we don't have to be. You know, we're in the 55% plus range. It's going to make money. But this is called the longer term. It's termed a 2x4, meaning out of these four charts, you want at least two things in your favor. I've tried this trade before. There were some things that I liked about it and did not like about it. With these bigger charts, a lot of times you're waiting for the direction on the bigger chart. You're trying to wait for these things to roll over. Usually, if this is pushing up that far to make it roll over, it's usually about the time that the smaller charts have to take a breath. And just depending on where you put your take profit or stop loss, it might go down and find it and get you out. So I think how I'm going to do it, where I want maybe the first two charts to kind of have a lot of the direction in my favor. I think these back ones, maybe in the first three, I'll kind of work around it. We'll journal it and we'll kind of see what's working, what's not working. But I'll kind of come up with some rules. I know these ones up here, the 2 hour and the 4 hour, the majors and the thin oranges, I probably want direction of those. Maybe even like color on top here. But I'll kind of come up with some rules and we'll kind of go through this. And that's, you find something. I got this from my cousin. He's doing really well with it. And we're going to roll with it. But we found something, and then it's like, can I trade it? And so you start working through the process. So this will be a fun one to kind of go through with it. So we'll start getting these videos. I'll start looking for these trades in the morning, and we'll go from there. Hope everybody has a great rest of their Wednesday, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye, everybody.